So let's take a look at this, man. KSI has some brand new training footage out that has caused a bit of a stir online as to what is really going on with this Tommy Fury fight. Is KSI ready for it? And based off this footage, is there anything new that we learn? I tend to think not really, but maybe I'm wrong, or maybe there's something to be read into anything. It seems like a self-help book quote. I'm not trying to make it sound like that. By the way, yes, I got a haircut. It doesn't look good. I get it. All right, but let's take a look at this. All right, so here is KSI at Shoot Fighters Gym, working the heavy bag. Team KSI coaching him through it. Let's take a look.
Power up, let's go. Beautiful, 5 left, sharp. Great shot, technically perfect, please, let's go. In down, beautiful. Again, 4 left. In down, 3 left. 2 left. 1 left.
I'm not mad at this, to be honest with you. Like, okay, the easy things to say are gonna be like, this looks slow. He's not technically perfect. He's not ready for Tommy Fury. And I don't think this clip is necessarily indicative of what he's gonna look like as soon as the bell goes round 1 for Tommy Fury. Does he look like a great boxer here? No. Does KSI ever look like a great boxer? No. I don't know what we expected. If that's what we watched this clip for, to say, wow, is KSI now the greatest boxer? That was never going to be the case, right? This is how we see KSI always throw hooks. From his hips. The only thing that bothers me is him doing this at the end, right? His level coming up so much to throw this shot upstairs that he brings himself off the ground, because then if you're talking about power, that's not it. That is significantly more power than this one, because his weight is gone here. There's nothing behind this punch. That is a little bit of a concern. One, because yes, as you raise your level, and his coach does remind him here, you'll hear him say it.
Beautiful, 5 left, sharp.
Sharp, right? The beautiful, fabulous stuff is just like keep your fighter in it, keep him going, small instructions. He says sharp to remind KSI to be sharp, but again.
Great shot, technically perfect, please, let's go.
Technically perfect, please. He's not saying that KSI is technically perfect. He's trying to get him to show better technique here, because this second one, especially with the opening, yes, they're working on hooks specifically, so he's gonna throw hooks, but throwing 3-punch combination hooks and just winding up to throw them without anything there is like, okay, but this isn't good. This is fine. I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with that. Again, it's just him throwing so much behind stuff that his body is going to at some point give way, especially when he brings levels up, right? Good bend in the knees here, good bend in the knees there, but trying to go back on this one, I'm not even mad at like the way the hook comes across. It's more so just nothing behind. If they're working power, nothing behind. It's the level coming up, 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 to the point where when he throws this, there's nothing left on it.
Chin down, beautiful.
Chin down Q is good, because KSI does, especially in exchanges, get caught here a lot. So the chin down Q is good, but again, what you worry about is in exchanges, who's gonna punish him for not respecting counter punches, because no one's been able to get his respect yet. Temper touched him with a shot. It didn't really get his respect, but he touched him on the chin. Logan is the only guy, really. Logan in the second fight, off the counter uppercut, is the only guy to get his respect. Outside of that, KSI believes so much in his forward pressure and his pace and his power that he does, for lack of a better term, not care how good technically he is in those exchanges. He believes once he touches you with the fist, it's over. That's it. I have to think, just like you guys, I assume think, I have to think that KSI believes that he's not a better boxer than Tommy Fury. Realistically, they have to believe that, and they have to know that, because he's not. They think KSI can put one on Tommy's chin and put him away. They think he has enough power to touch him on the chin and KO. Does that mean that he's going to get away with doing that the same way he's done it to other guys? I don't think so. Right here is where Tommy is very good with his jab, and it stifles a lot of it, right? Where Jake was pot-shotting and throwing just 1 or 2 at a time, Tommy would double and triple up and stifle a lot of what Jake wanted to do. Even if he wanted to throw combinations, Tommy would stifle a lot of it. So KSI is basically, in my opinion, gonna have to go full commit with a chin down, which is why I like the cue for him. Chin down, continue to remind him, because that's what you can't get caught throwing hooks here chin up or it's going to be night-night. They should honestly be making him throw this with, you know, holding the tennis ball if we're really going to talk about his chin placement. I know that's almost impractical, but at least starting him shadow boxing that way, it's almost a necessity because it just takes 1 and 10-ounce gloves. And even if Tommy's not a big power puncher, the way KSI comes to range, the way he blitzes guys, and even when he's in range, the way he kind of starts to pop his level up and throw with his chin up, not going to take much to eat a big one. And I know he's confident that he's going to make Tommy feel his power, but KSI hasn't felt anything like Tommy has yet either. It's that, man. This right here. Every time. And again, this is not how KSI is going to throw every single punch. I want you guys to realize that. I'm not sitting here going, yeah, KSI, and every single time he comes into range and looks to go 2 to the body, 1 upstairs, that's going to happen. He's not going to throw that combination every single time he comes to range. But it's not even the combination that worries me. Anytime he throws something with the lead hand and then the backhand behind it, that's what worries me. Whether it's jab right hand, whether it's left hook right hand, and then he wants to follow with a third. Hook, uppercut, whatever it is, as the combinations continue to go, the responsibility defensively starts to deteriorate. The thing that makes it so dangerous for KSI isn't because Tommy, like I said, is a world-class power. He's not, you know, he doesn't pack a massive punch like you've seen from other guys. What makes him so dangerous for a KSI fight is that he's so safe. He is not a guy to take a ton of risks. I think he even knows that sometimes he overdoes it with his right hand, so you go back and watch the Jake fight, he doesn't overshoot it as much. But against KSI, he doesn't have to. KSI is as wild as we've seen him in past fights that, to be fair, good and bad things have come of. Like, you could say, okay, KSI is a wild boxer. He's way too wild. He's technically not proficient, and you're right. But it's also a big reason why he's able to be successful. KSI has enough power to put guys down. It's freaky power. Like, be honest about it. It's freaky power. He even talks about it. JJ will always tell you about, listen, I don't care if I'm going to get hit getting to range. I'm going to get there. That's what you worry about. If you're a KSI fan here, you worry that the confidence he's built off the style he has is going to run him into a problem. And if you're on Tommy's side here, or if you're watching it from Tommy's perspective, you're looking at these 2 shots. You see something like this, or even here, where you see that transfer to weight off the right hand and KSI's backhand down again. This is what I was talking about. This is the thing. It's the transfer of weight and what comes behind it. He's loading so much into this, which again, it's a drill. I get it. And look how we ended up at the same position as how we started the combination. So it doesn't matter that it's just a light jab, cross, and then throw, because even here, we get to the same spot again. It's a pattern of movement that KSI has to break. Same with the chin level. Now, he doesn't have to look at the floor as he's throwing it, but it does need to be here. Because if not, in this in-between where he is basically squared, right hand's coming, or even the jab is coming. That's going to throw off a lot of what KSI does well, which is blitz to range, throw big power, take shots whenever, and land a big one. But to beat Tommy Fury, you have to make him make a mistake. And this isn't making Tommy, in my opinion, I don't know how he makes a mistake here, because the easiest counter here is just to keep pumping his jab in these in-betweens and then throw a straight right. Tommy doesn't have to throw a hook. He doesn't have to throw uppercuts here. Straight down the pipe, jabs and right hands. Now, the reason KSI is confident in this Tommy Fury fight, right? This is a big reason. We don't get to see it here, but this is a big reason. The way Tommy does enter range, he's patient, and he's got good footwork to get there, but sometimes he gets a little too far ahead of himself. That is what KSI sees. But Jake's starting to time that feint jab that Tommy likes to throw. Feint and then go. Jake's starting to time it and tries to come over the top with. Tommy gets a little lazy on his lead. Goes jab. Tries to double it up. Jake's already made the read. Boom. And Jake landed this motherfucker flush on the cheek. It didn't quite get to the chin, but he landed it flush. Got all of it. Boom. JJ and that team absolutely see that. So when you're seeing this bag work from JJ and you're seeing him really sit down on right hands, not just here, but in his fights, they think that's the winning combination. Now, what do I think? I think it's going to be a little bit harder than just that. And I think there's some things that JJ's going to have to do a little differently here. Not just being a dog, not just being wild, not just putting pace, because Tommy has seen some of this before. And I have to show him something he hasn't seen. What is that, and what will JJ bring? Well, I don't have those answers. We don't even have this fight made yet, but whenever it gets made, if it gets made, I hope it does, because it seems like that's the route they're going. So what happens with KSI and Tommy Fury? Is KSI quite ready, and does he make those adjustments? Don't have those answers, but guess we'll find out.